Right, Mr. Edmondson, you ready? Splendid. All right then, Mr. Edmondson, it looks like you're nice and cozied up there on the patient table, are you? Wonderful. Right, I'm just going to get my files pulled up here. All right, I'm just going to have to ask you a few questions, completely confidential, just because we want to be able to help you with any issues that you might be dealing with, get to know you a little bit better, as it's been about 5 years since your last visit. So I'm just going to pull up your file. All right, so as we've already got your name, Mr. Edmondson, what's the date of birth? Right. Oh, that's really funny that you say that. You don't look a day over that, you've seen some things. Right. So what about your address? Is that still the same as last year? Have you moved to, possibly avoid, tax audit or crazy ex, right? As you've been divorced about 3 times now. 3rd time's a charm. You're so funny. Right. All right, and the phone number, is that one still the same? It is? Would you care to list that out for me? Right, we haven't got it in our system. Perfect. Right, and any chance you joined the 21st century and got you an email that's not at hotmail.com? You have? Was it Yahoo? Gmail, right. Perfect. All right, what letter was that? Was that lowercase, uppercase? It doesn't really matter. All right. So we need to talk about your occupation in this, question form that I have to fill out. So last time you were working in computer software engineering, is that right? Has that changed at all? You're between jobs now, Mr. Edmondson. Oh no, we've got plenty of time to recover from stress without having, any. Right. So I think it's appropriate for us to talk about your medical history, as talking about family illnesses and your personal history is always something that's of concern to us. So is there any chronic illnesses I should know about then? Just chronic obesity? Right. Okay. Right, and so your family history, let's talk about that a bit. Let me pull this up right here. Is anyone in your family prone to heart disease, diabetes, or spontaneous trauma? Okay, your mum? Your dad, maybe? Right, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, nephew, godfather? Right. Genetic overachievers, I see. Lovely. Right, and the medications that you take in, you're still on the anxiety medication. It lists on here that you got on a medication from Dr. Brown last time you were here. Are you still on that? You didn't call to get a new prescription? You're still dealing with anxiety then, I suppose. Right, so when does that anxiety tend to peak? Right, I'm just making a note. Around bedtime. Could it possibly be loneliness because you can't keep a wife, Mr. Edmondson? Just asking. Right. Nightmares, you say? Right, what kind of nightmares are we talking about? Are they quite scary? You having dreams that Big Ben is going to fall on top of you? Well, that's one that I've never heard. Right, well, usually when people have dreams that are kind of in that category, it's usually a sign of unemployment, Mr. Edmondson. And unfortunately, there's nothing that I can prescribe for you at the Boots Pharmacy that can do something for that. Perhaps you should try the Boots Employment Centre next time. Shame. All right, and do you still smoke? Right. The last time it said that you go into a class to help with that. Right, so now you only smoke socially. Right, so that's basically the British version of whenever you're conscious, per se, right? Yes, about right. Right, okay. What about drinking? Last time you stated that you were going to some type of sobering class. Is that still the case? Have you gotten over, you're in your sobriety now? Right, you only have a pint to unwind. Right. So then every night. That would explain the dreams about vividly having Big Ben fall on you then. Right. AKA unemployment. You have too much time to be drinking, Mr. Edmondson. It's time for the employment centre. Right. Oh, that must have just been the wind. I don't know who said that. Right, what about exercise? Just the walk from your couch to the fridge? You go on walks in the morning. Really, how proud I am of you, Mr. Edmondson. Wonderful. Right, and just about sun cream and your, overall sun protection, I just do kind of see that, you just have some regular signs of aging. Right, just some regular sun damage that most people that don't protect their skin have. Right, and when's the last time you wore sunscreen or, use some type of sun protection? You were on holiday? Really? Back in 2008? Right, that basically makes you a medical time capsule at this point. Right. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get prepared for your examination now that we've got those silly questions out of the way. Go ahead and just sit up straight, adjust your shoulders, and I'm going to get my equipment ready, alright? Perfect. Alright, Mr. Edmondson, like I said, I'm just going to get prepared for a few tests that we're going to do on you that's necessary for, your wellness exam. So, I'm just getting settled in here. The first thing I'm going to have to do is take your blood pressure. Alright, so I'm just going to make a new log for Mr. Richard Edmondson. Right, any plans after this? Where are you going to go have luncheon? Really? You got a new lady you got your eye on? Right, is she therapist? Or maybe look into one of those. Alright, go ahead and hold out your arm just like this. Perfect. This around your arm. Perfect. Alright, is that comfortable? No. Alright. I'm just going to take this here. And I want you to just be quiet, alright? I will tell you if you can be quiet or loud again, which I'm not going to. So, just... Just tighten that up a little bit. $140 over 300. Perfect. I'm just going to take that off of you. Just write that down. Right, so definitely we've got a little bit of work to do given your morbid obesity. Okay, just write that off. It's checked. Perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to take your temperature, alright? You said you were feeling a little bit feverish when you came in. You did? Right. Okay, I'm just I need you to hold still. I'm gonna just hold your face here. Right, just tilt it up a little bit. I'm gonna... Let's do that one more time. Hold still. Alright, 103. So you're having a little bit of white coat hypertension, right? Getting a little bit nervous when you go into the doctor's office. Perfect. Alright, well, that being said and done, I just need to listen to your heartbeat, obviously, because, you probably are at risk for heart disease, but just need to take a listen, alright? So just hold really still for me. And I'm just going to hold your shoulder here. I'm going to put this right here, and I want you to breathe in for me. And breathe out. Again. Alright, Tizzy, spin around. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to put this on the back, and I want you to bend over and cough for me. Go ahead, and like a real cough, like you're in wrenching pain. Right. Whatever that was. Perfect. Alright, so things are not looking the greatest. I think that you should have come in a bit earlier, given your symptoms. But we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do a couple more tests with you, which, first of all, in this whole entire situation would be figuring out how we're gonna deal with this morbid obesity. I already know it's too much, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of measuring, alright? So I'm just gonna start by measuring your neck, because obviously, or, possibly, it could be the part that is thickest on your body, right? Okay, I'm just gonna do this part right over here. Alright, and right here. No, try to stay on the table, don't fall. Alright, just like that. I'm gonna have to measure your waist. I don't know if it's long enough to measure your waist, but it should be like a good amount of feet. Alright, just gonna take this. I'm gonna measure the circumference around your waist. Right, so it's not even reaching all the way around, so I'm just going to put infinite. Yeah, no, it's no problem. You're just like the only patient that's ever been this morbidly obese that we've had in our, clinic. But I think you'll be fine, You seem to be fine with everything else in your life, including your third divorce, so. Okay, well, now we're going to have to draw some blood. As I imagine, it's going to literally just be sugar at this point. However, I still have to do it. So if you would catch, just hold out your forearm like this, and if you would roll up your sleeve for me, just like this, because we're going to have to take it right here, and I'm going to have to basically stab you with a needle. I'm going to, take out a sample, and I'm going to have Julie come and test it for me, okay? Right? Perfect. Let me get the needles prepared for you. And just for reference, what's your blood type? Do you remember what your blood type is from last time? Right. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so just keep that arm out there for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw the blood now. Alright, I'm just gonna get this open here. There we go. This is just a sanitary needle that I'm going to be using to draw this blood out. I'm just going to have this, I'm going to put it on the table for Julie, alright? So Julie's going to come in and get that. So I just need you to be still, breathe in, and try not to scream as I just put this. Okay, I'm just going to poke this in here. Okay, perfect. Just go a little deeper, right, as long as I can reach the blood. Perfect. Just going to draw that out. Perfect. Yeah, so taking a look at your blood, you can see it's really thin, just like your hairline and the hair that's growing out of it. So I'm just gonna leave this out for Julie. So yeah, you go ahead and roll your sleep. Would you like a band-aid? Shame, we're out of them, right? I know. Alright, we'll just relax for a moment, okay? Relax. We're going to do a bit of a reflex test now, okay? We're just going to do a bit of a physical exam and check your reflexes, okay? Right. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is just have these tools. This one is the main one that I'll be using just to test your reflexes. I'm just going to hit you in a couple of different places, and I'm just going to record it, right? Okay, so if you want to just go ahead and, look me dead in the eyes, can you do that? Right? Have trouble with eye contact. Right, okay, I'm just gonna... Okay. Right, you definitely flinch when that happens. Perfect. I know that one was just a little bit slow, so it's okay to have a slow reaction. Can you just be still? Perfect. Alright, I'm just going to look me dead in the eye. I'm just going to test your forehead reflexes. Right, and also your eye sockets. Perfect. The bleeding. Okay, so that's a good sign that they work. Perfect. Right, yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, beautiful. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this pole and I'm going to use it on, your arms and knees. So if you want to go ahead and hold out your arms just like that, that would be perfect, okay? Okay, a bit inactive, a bit slow. Classic sign of heart disease. Heart disease does affect a lot. Okay, perfect. If you want to just go ahead and put those down and then put your legs up. Right. Right, you're not used to putting yours up, are you? Right. Alright, just take that. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to take this and record this down. So it seems like your arms and your legs reflexes are doing pretty good. It's the eyes bleeding that I'm worried about. When I hit you in the forehead and then in the eyes, they are bleeding a bit more than normal. So are you flossing your eyes? I'm joking. That's for the dentist. You don't floss your eyes. Right. Okay. Perfect. Right. You're doing pretty good so far. I'm just gonna have to do a bit of a physical examination on you. Just taking a look at your skin, turning your hand to the side. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna test your vision really quickly. We're gonna do a quick, sensory test. So, if you would just not look at the light, okay? And I just want you to look at my fingers, and I want you to keep your eyes on my fingers, no matter where the light goes, right? Okay. Okay. I guess you're passing. Right, okay. Do you have a lazy eye by chance? I'm not trying to be rude, just confidential. Right, okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna switch my hands, okay? If you want to look directly at the light and then in your peripheral vision, tell me how many fingers that I'm holding up. Right, no. Okay, I'm just gonna switch my hands. Okay, how many am I holding up? Try to add a couple from the last answer. Alright, so I would go to the optometrist, right? Think you need to get a new prescription for glasses, as that's been a while. That you probably need to have that done, but I'm not responsible. I'm just a nurse practitioner, right? Yeah. Okay, well, though you may have not passed every single test with flying colours, I'm gonna let you figure out what you're gonna do next because, given your 3 divorces, your unemployment, it seems like you're not gonna be doing any kind of action regarding making a move in your life. So, I am prescribing you employment, right? Okay, there's nothing at the Boots pharmacy that I can offer you. But we will gladly take your, small co-payment because, the government provides everything for people like you. So, right, our tax dollars are going to scums like you, right? Joking. Right, and lastly, is everything in the Netherlands working all right? No issues, no pain. Great, I don't have to look down there. Thank God. Alright, perfect. Well, I think we're pretty much finished here. If you want to go up to the front and see Julie, she will gladly help you schedule your next appointment for never. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I apologize that, Dr. Brown wasn't able to come and see you today. But I'll let him know how much you complained that you didn't get to see him. Right. Right. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your day, right?